we pulled up outside the school, and we thought it was just police with no uniform that day or something, because there were some people stood on the road with guns stopping a car in front of us. So we were just like, what's going on? Next minute, this guy starts firing an AK straight off into the car. Obviously, she's got kids in the back of the car, she's in the front. And he starts shooting the engine, and another guy starts shooting the back. Now we're the car next, behind. So they all come running. They had pistols and AKs, and they all stood around the car shouting, hitting on the fucking outside on the side on the door, and they're hitting the windows saying, get out the car, screaming. And I've just seen them shoot somebody. Now he's telling me he's going to shoot me if I don't. And clearly he will. And I just put my head down with my knees, and I remember like my life really did flash before my eyes.
Hello and welcome to the IE Media podcast. This is episode 13. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're listening around the world, or if you're watching this on one of the various platforms out there, YouTube, TikTok, now on Rumble and Odyssey for more of the uncensored stuff due to a recent issue with the last episode, but I won't say too much. So I'm rejoined today by Angelo ONE3. If you remember, he was on episode 3, and this is episode 13, so it's been a whole 10 episodes since. And with him being Angelo ONE3, I thought it'd only be right to have him back on the show.
For real.
You're listening to the IE Media podcast.
So, Angelo, brother.
What's good?
How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm amazing. Thank you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Enjoying this weather. It's been awesome today, hasn't it?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a nice day. It's been a nice week, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been amazing, man. Made it out the winter. That's always good news, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a serious one.
Yeah, it's been horrible though, hasn't it? It's been like grey and just awful. And then this last week, it's been, this is
depressing.
Nice,
is what it's been. It's mad, a bit of sun and how much more like energy and how you actually feel. You need it, don't you, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that. But
definitely.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Really good. And yourself?
Yeah, spot on. Good to have you back with us, man.
Nah, thank you, man.
10 episodes since.
I know. I appreciate it. And it's only right I come for the 13th, of course.
Yeah.
1-3. It's just, it's fate. Like, the first one was unplanned, or was it? It just happened. I was on 10 episodes later,
It's good you came on because I put up a post saying episode 13, unlucky for some, but who's having it? And nobody took me up on it. And you were like, you know what? That's my number,
Yeah, of
Let me come back.
Of course. It was only right. And the mad thing was, when we talked about it before, we're like, oh, you heard the song PTSD. And you're like, oh, I'd love to do a breakdown of that song, because you got to hear it way before it come out. And that's a year ago now,
Wow.
Since we last sat down. It's been a year since we sat down.
Jesus, man.
I know, that's crazy, right? It's been a mad busy year. So it's been a year since then. And it's finally, my plan was already to drop it in December. Things kept happening and it just didn't work out that way. It ended up getting pushed all the way to now. And then you asked me now as well to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Perfect, when the songs dropped just yesterday.
Yeah.
Podcast today as well. But and then the 13th, it was just like, that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect, man. Perfect timing.
And credit to you where it's due, mate, honestly, because I'm seeing that your views are picking up on some of your tracks now. And
thank you, man.
I always knew.
I appreciate that.
When you first came up that time a year ago, listening to your music, your unreleased stuff, I'm like, this guy's got something. I'm not just saying that trying to inflate your ego because you're on the show or anything. I genuinely mean that, man.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate
seriously
that.
talented.
No, thank you. It means a lot, man.
Go and check him out, folks. Yeah. Angelo ONE3. There'll be
on
links and everything and
of course.
Stuff.
ONE3, get to know Angelo ONE3. But I appreciate you, man. It's been, I'm excited, man. It's exciting times at the minute, man.
Yeah.
Very exciting times.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's actually been a year. I'm in shock about it. I don't seem like that long ago since I seen you, man.
No.
But when you think about it, what's happened within that year, but it's been a lot for you.
Yeah.
A lot for me. It's been a journey.
Yeah, definitely.
Journeys.
It has been, and it's been a learning curve as well with this podcast, and you've helped me today with camera angles and lighting, and you've made it look really good, to be honest.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that.
Mixed things up a little bit, and I've let Angelo loose because he is a bit of a master with the videos, aren't you? You get involved with a lot of the editing on your own tracks and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah, I'm involved in quite a lot of everything, really. Maybe besides the producing, but otherwise I got 2 friends that I do all the visuals with, basically, and other friends obviously get involved as well, Marcus and Zach. And yeah, I'm highly involved in the vision, and when editing, I'm there as much as possible to, help out and everything. So, and I also did it as a job. I used to do weddings.
Right, okay.
Products and various different things, photo shoots and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's a good knowledge to have, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy to help, man. Like I said,
cool.
Happy to help.
Yeah, man, definitely. So let us know what you think, guys, if you think it's looking good today. Because, each episode has just been a learning curve. I've messed things up. I've messed with settings and colours in Premiere and, not really knowing what I'm doing.
But that's how you learn.
Inconsistent in between each episode.
But that's how you learn, man. That's the only way you're going to get to the level you want to. You don't get where you want or learn anything by, success, do you? If you always got it right, you ain't going to learn nothing.
Yeah.
When you get it wrong, you're like, oh, right, okay. That's not what to do, and that's how not to do. And if you keep getting it wrong, that lesson will keep repeating until you do get it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But otherwise, nah, man, that's how you're going to learn. And I personally think, it's beautiful to see the growth. So, meaning see you from the first videos, how every video is differences.
Yeah.
That's good. And then you'll get to a level of standard of quality that you have, and it'll only elevate and keep going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or depends on the direction you want to take a podcast. Like I was saying to you, it's how you want people to feel when they watch it, you know?
Yeah.
And all of that. But when we stop learning, that's not a good sign, I don't think.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So
no.
It's beautiful.
It'd be no fun with it if you just knew everything. And...
No. You know nothing. I think when you think you know everything, that's when you really know nothing. But
yeah.
I love learning. I'm weird like that. I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It is.
No, definitely.
But yeah, I appreciate you actually even willing to take in.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to share with you.
Nah, to be honest, I had some really good feedback. I know, in terms of views and stuff, I'm not really hitting big numbers, but on the little numbers I am getting, I've got listeners that used to listen to me on other shows back in the past and stuff. And genuine followers and that, and they've bigged you up, you know what I mean? They said he seems like such a nice guy, and
thank you.
Really enjoy his story and stuff.
I appreciate that, people.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, one friend's like, he's cool as a cucumber. It's proper chilly.
Yeah.
He comes across well as well, on the microphone and stuff. Yeah.
Obviously, this when I came and did that was the first time I'd ever actually done anything like that. And you do have it in the back of your mind. Like I said, I was riddled anxieties, I guess, and how do I come across? And I just thought, I'm not going to care. I'm just going to literally just talk to you like I would if there was cameras or no cameras. And it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess it's more just me, Yeah. Just make sure it is just me. And then I guess I'm good.
Yeah.
If I do something wrong, then I'm a learn from that. You know what I mean? But otherwise... Yeah, but I'm glad that it came across like that, because a lot of people did say to me, they're like, yo, that was so professional. I'm like, what, really? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. The glasses were nervousness and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'm nervous every time, man.
You just got to do it nervous.
Yeah.
Just don't let it stop you and do it scared.
Yeah, definitely. It's more fun anyway. It's pressure.
Makes
pride out of it.
Yeah, for real.
So what have you been up to then since you were last on in the last 12 months?
It's been learning curve, and I always use the word journey. We've just been talking about the learning, but it's been a lot of progress, mentally, a lot of mentally. I've been doing a lot of work on that side, which ultimately spills out into the music. So the productivity and being organized. Since we last been here, I think I've dropped 9 music videos.
Wow.
And when I came here, that's when I spoke to you. I said, I'm about to go in the rain and I'm just going to keep dropping, so that I came before this thingy. Do you know what I mean? Before there was, like you said, things are picking up and there's feedback and the views and this and that's going up. It's balls. I feel like the ball's finally rolling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's time to go even harder. As mad as that sounds, be more step the level up of the quality of everything, from the music, to the videos, all the team and all my brothers and friends, everything's just leveling up, which is, it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I want at the same time and stay productive, but level up the quality of everything while staying productive. So it might mean a little less often, but a lot higher quality.
Yeah.
And because obviously I've been, when we spoke, I've got a ridiculous backlog of music, catalog. And how I spoke to you earlier, I was saying I think it's good for people to see the imperfections. it's a hard thing for my ego to swallow that I'm putting music out that's really old.
Yeah.
You know, but I chose to put the music out regardless because when I made it, it had a feeling. Like I repeated it, I loved it, I felt it. It might be old to me, but it's new to everyone else. So I'm making my way from old music to newer music. So now I think I've reached 3 years. I think PTSD is actually probably like 4, going on 4, but I've now reached 3 years. So I'm backlogging 3 years and I'm going to make my way. And obviously, like I already spoke to you about how I got albums already ready anyway. And what I'm putting out is just singles and thingies all for the album, but it's for the momentum. So, but I've been busy. Like I said, I've got 9 videos been dropped and I got more ready already.
You showed me a lot of stuff on your phone and you've got tons of projects. So.
Yeah, I got more ready as well. And it's just, you know, enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying the process, creating with my brothers and my friends and just like living the family, like getting the balance more. And it's been amazing, man. It's been a hard year. When's life not hard, dog?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just grateful to be where I am at the minute.
Yeah.
Very grateful, man. It's good.
Yeah, man.
I'm loving life.
And I can imagine if we ever have you on at some point in the future, we're going to be looking back. And,
bro, we got to do this forever. Like, if you're willing to make that promise, regardless of how big you get and regardless of how big I get, we keep this as a pact.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Like, and it's on here. Yeah, we keep it as a pact.
If you blow up too big, though, you might be like, I can't go on that little show.
Nah.
I'm joking.
I hope that you blow up before me. And even if I blow up before you, I hope that I can shed the light on your thing. And I'd hope that you'd blow up and you'd still get me, even though I'm an
100%.
underdog. But so how you feel is exactly how I feel in it. Like the loyalty and the friendship. I hope it just grows and more and more. And this guy is hiding his music talent from everybody at the minute. So he's shown me some stuff. Yeah. And hopefully they can I'll put it out here as well. Hopefully they'll hear some shit from me and you together.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I'll send you some acapellas. Definitely do your thing, or you can send me some stuff. But
yeah, definitely.
So they can watch out for that. So definitely. Like I feel like we should. I feel like we should make this it doesn't have to be regular, so it's not boring in some sense.
Yeah,
I don't want to bore anyone, but I mean like anything. I'd say like, say when my album drops or something, I'd love to come and have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
Send the next run and this and that, and then the second album, I'd like to have that conversation with you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Try and get some meaning as well to your tracks as we go along and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the fans will like that and puts it into context, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's something. I had a friend, he actually mentioned to me, he's like, oh, it'd be sick if you actually talked about the stories behind your songs and this and that. And then you mentioned it as well. You're like, oh, could I ask you some questions about the stories behind the song and to go more? And I was like, yeah, I guess it gives it more context. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a bit of a hard and a scary thing to do, but it's part of, I guess, being a musician and an artist that makes deep music. It helps others. Like other people's music's helped me in hope. Like for me, it was done therapeutically. I'm not writing like this is to help others. It was purely selfish, like music should be. When you make music, you should do it for yourself. Yeah. And if others love it, they do. If they don't, they don't. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
So it was made as a therapeutic thingy, PTSD I'm talking about. And like I was just feeling a lot of anxiety and panic attacks at the time. There was just a lot of stuff going on. And I guess I just made the song, and the song, listen back to it, made me realize, oh, maybe these things you're talking about is why you are the way you are. And then it went into a journey of self.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that then. So the latest track you dropped, PTSD.
PTSD.
Without asking too much, you know what I mean? And revealing everything. Putting all your cards on the table.
Let them add 1 and 2.
But yeah, if you can even give us a little bit of a breakdown how you were feeling and what led up to, I suppose, maybe the emotion that led you to write that track. Right.
I guess so. Like it all started off basically like, obviously I've had a lot of issues growing up, seen a lot of things basically, which when I grew up, I didn't think they'd do anything. Like I didn't think stuff like that take its toll. I'd seen stuff and I was still smiling. So I thought, well, it's not going to affect me in any way.
Yeah.
In some sense. As you grow older, obviously, like trying to learn myself, I realized that, when you're in survival mode or when you're in that sort of mode, certain emotions and certain things are suppressed. And as I got older and life got better and not staying in, like, I guess you're just the lifestyle and everything got better, not in the ends and just different things like that, you know, more secure. I guess you kind of come out of survival mode. And I guess that's actually when it hits you, when you actually stop. Like I heard D-Block Europe, like what he said in the thing is like, when you're in the bando, I wasn't in a bando, but I'm trying to say like his example, when you're in a bando, you don't feel the anxieties then and then or the PTSD and shit from the then and then. You're in the motion, you're doing what you got to do. When you stop and chill, now that's when that shit sort of creeps up. So with me, it was so much like, I guess the past and all that. Now I'd actually stopped and chilled, and now my father died, and that's when anxiety sort of started a bit, but I didn't understand it and I just didn't know what's going on. And then more things happened, I suppose, and more things happened. And I had a child and life sort of chilled out and got better. So it was weird. I'd now been in the best situation I'd ever been in my life financially and this and that, but mentally, I'm not understanding what's going on, feeling like I'm having heart attacks and panicking attacks and freaking out. And, you know, I didn't know what's going on, so I wasn't sharing it with anybody, not sharing it with my partner, not sharing it with no one, because I thought I'm going crazy. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. And I guess loads of memories and stuff like that would always go through my head anyway. It was a lot of all of these stuff, and I'd get adrenaline from them, like I'm still there just from the conversation and stuff like that. It's pretty, I guess they can be pretty intense. The memory's so there. And then I was just feeling down. And sometimes you don't even know why you're down, but it could be all the subconscious things of what you've been thinking about and this and all that. And I guess I just felt shitty and I just wanted to let go. I didn't know what was wrong or why I was feeling low, but I was just feeling low. And I just went and put a beat on, and it was a bit of like of a jumpy beat and this and that. But I didn't think when I made that song. I just thought, just let out whatever, just say whatever. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I ended up saying a lot of personal thingies, but it wasn't a thought process. Like I said, I let it out and then cried my eyes out listening to it. Like, whoa, Angelo, whoa. You know, like, shit, man, yeah, you really have. No wonder you feel fucked up, dog. No wonder you have anxieties. No wonder, you know, it was like, made the song and I'm like, because obviously it's a couple of words, but those couple of words would take me in my memory, like how I shared one of them, it means a lot of different things. There's a lot of memories attached to just one bar. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, a few of my friends heard that, and I guess because they know me, a few of them even cried, and so I knew it was like powerful. Even today I got a message from someone saying like, I was crying listening to that, man. Like, oh wow, man. Deep, da. So yeah, it was a release. It was a self-therapeutic thing, not consciously, you know, some sense, yeah, but you know, so yeah, that's how I came about to write PTSD, you know, and a lot of it was doubting me and like thinking, oh, it's a strong thing to call it, da. But from everything I've seen, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, completely.
It's past, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I came about PTSD.
I was going to ask you about some of the lyrics as well to try and break down for the listeners. And
yeah, that's cool, man.
Let's see if we can get a bit of a meaning to some of them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was quite shocked, really, hearing that you were held at gunpoint at 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just get on that bit first. I mean, what? Jesus, man.
So that was in Malawi, where I was from. Basically, I stayed at a friend's house that night, and we're going to school next day. So probably on Monday, we're going to school. And we pulled up outside the school, and we thought it was just police with no uniform that day or something. So some people stood on the road with guns, stopping a car in front of us. So we were just like, what's going on? Looking, and a few of them started like going around the car, and then it seemed like a bit of commotion. But we still just thinking, oh, they just probably doing like a traffic thingy, blah, blah, blah. Next minute, this guy starts firing an AK straight off into the car. Obviously, she's got kids in the back of the car, she's in the front, and he starts shooting the engine, and then the other guy starts shooting the back. But he shot, it was like he tried to shoot a petrol tank. I didn't understand what was going on, to be honest. Obviously, I'm freaking out now anyway. I'm young as shit. That woman puts her foot down and she takes off, and now we're the car next behind.
Wow.
So they all come running. And there was, I think there's like 8 of them. So obviously, about that or something like I was 6, and they had pistols and AKs, and I was stood around the car shouting, hitting on the I was sat on the side on the door and they were hitting the window saying, get out the car, screaming. I'm there just obviously crying my eyes out, you know.
Wow.
Like, what the hell's going on? I've just seen him shoot somebody. Now he's telling me he's going to shoot me if I don't. Well, clearly he will. And then they started arguing amongst themselves and shit like that. And it was just like getting commotion. I just put my head down with my knees. And I remember like my life really did flash before my eyes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that's in the bar. One of the bars I say, Mama moved to the UK. I'll never see her face again. And that was because obviously my mom at that time was living in the UK and I was still in Africa.
So
it was
you
just me and my brother.
I'm never going to see her.
Yeah, I thought I'm going to die today. I'm never going to see my mom again.
Holy
and
shit.
like I did actually have a flash thing. And then next minute, I just feel the car take off, like boom. So that my friend's dad just put his foot down. He got tired, I guess, of them arguing amongst each other, trying to decide. He couldn't thingy, like he didn't want to jump out the car, but he didn't want to. So he just put his foot down.
Yeah.
So the last person I did that, they shot at.
Jesus
so
Christ,
now,
man.
the car starts moving and I'm there, like waiting, thinking, oh shit, they're gonna shoot in a minute. And I turned around and like looked at what they were doing, and they ended up just shooting up the next car. They just shot the person in the next car.
Wow.
And
Shit.
that obviously, even in that, I do talk about that. I say, seen a man get, it's like an intro. I say, seen a man get shot. I was traumatized to jump in a car for like 6 months because I was. Do you know, after that, anytime I seen people on the street and police and this with a gun, like it was freaking me out because obviously, like,
Shit, 10 years old, man.
So the woman survived. She survived. Like they shot her in the chest and they shot her finger, but it went through the windscreen, through the dashboard, through to her. So it like slowed down. But yeah, obviously we got to school. It was yeah. I can remember it all. That's like I can actually like. It's it was mad. Sometimes I can barely believe it myself. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. It's like living here and living there, such different lives. I feel like I've lived completely two different lives. Like it's mad sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that alone is enough to cause PTSD, man. So
that's just there's so many things that are not even in the song. Like, do you know, in itself, like you get desensitized to violence very much. So I'm sensitive again, glad to say. Like I'm not desensitized to violence. I've lived here that long and lived in a place that's generally peaceful and calm and this. And I guess, like I said, once I started getting desensitized, I guess this is when these things, or everything started building up. One side was healing, one side was getting mad. But yeah, like you're saying, just that in itself, I guess, innit? But yeah, there's even more in there.
Yeah. So let's try and dig through some of the lyrics.
Yeah, of course. Of course, do your thing.
Now we skip to the part where you talk about your mum coming home in the lyrics.
Yeah. I have, I guess, an older sister.
Right.
I'll fly through, I guess, on this one. So I had an older sister. And in Islam, when someone passes away, they bring the body back.
Yeah.
To the house. So my mum had left, I think, or hospital. So I was really young. Like, I hardly have a lot of memories of it, but this is just something that's never really left. Yeah, my mum came home and she was carrying my sister in her arms, obviously.
Shit.
So I was like, Milana, trying to talk to her and call her. My mum's just crying, looking at me and this and that. And yeah, I'm like, well, why is she not? Like talking, answering, innit? And she's like, oh, she's gone. She's gone. So it's like,
shit, man.
See, my sister left a bit ill, and then just remember my mum coming back with her in her arms, like she was sleeping, like she was just carrying her. But I don't even know how young I was then, but it's just something that's
stuck in you, man.
Yeah, it's never left. To be honest, since then I've always refused to look at. I guess she was. No, it doesn't matter. I won't go into the rest. But yeah, so that was what that bar was. Obviously, yeah, she came.
Wow, man. You've been through a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fair play to you for getting through it.
Well, it's going to sound cheesy, but it's a straight up fact. One of the coping mechanisms for me for it, yes, is music. But when I used to feel cursed, man. I used to feel like, why me? And obviously, there was people worse off than me and shit like that, but it doesn't take away the truth of how I really felt. And obviously, it's like, why me all the time? I felt like I was cursed with everything. And then to cope with it, I ended up seeing a different side of it. And I was like, so maybe you're going through all of this. So because you love music and you make music, you can share your stories and maybe you can help people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you feeling all of this is so you can help and tell other people. It might sound cheesy or corny, but it was a massive coping mechanism of saying all this pain paints a pretty picture and all this pain like can help a lot of other people in places. So I guess,
Yeah.
So I ended up seeing it as like the music is bigger than me and it's my obligation, I guess, to share the deep thingies. Like, and yeah, so.
It's a funny one, isn't it, with pain and stuff, but I have noticed that the more people have been through, it seems to grow them into a stronger character, in the long run.
The hardest thing to say is I wouldn't change anything because death is something you'd love to change. But it'd be lying if I didn't say certain situations forced me to become who I am.
Absolutely.
I use the word forced because death of a parent is something that will force you to grow up.
Yeah.
I've seen Ed Sheeran do a thing recently and he says, I understand now childhood ends the minute you start grieving. So does that mean my childhood pretty much ended before it started then? Because I started seeing death and seeing pain and a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
From a young age. You know what I mean? Like seeing a family that's just busting smiles, but really I was very emotionally aware that everybody around me is hurting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're still smiling, like I said, I had good times, but I was, so it does force you to be a thingy.
And you live in proof of that as well, because there's a lot of people out there that have been through traumas and stuff like that when they're younger, and you find that they'll turn to drugs or, the lifestyle just goes out of control. And
I'll be lying to you if I said there wasn't been many crossroads where I feel like, what's the point?
Yeah, of course.
In being me. But what I've seen it as like, it can turn you heartless, bro. Like it can turn you like not wanting to care. Do you know what I mean? Like
sometimes easier, isn't it, when you're going through that?
It is, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I felt like grieving goes through stages. There's pain, always pain, but there's parts where there's anger. I feel like from my experiences, it gets to a stage where you're just angry, man.
Yeah.
Angry with everything. And those stages are dangerous. And even those situations you go through in life and people doing you wrong and this just makes you angry. And I guess always saying that when people say like nice guys win last and shit like that, it makes you want to change as well when you're constantly feeling cursed, everything's happening bad to you. Why are you always being good for?
Yeah.
Why should I? Everyone that's doing wrong seems to be winning. I'm trying to do it the right way and this way, but I'm the one who's like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Lots of different things can try and turn you and change you and even how you treat people and stuff. But I just fight that and think, nah, man, just because he's or they or she or whatever is the way they are or people are the way they are doesn't mean I should change me, be the way I am. Well, it takes a lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
Like it takes acceptance. So, all right, it got to a point, it's like, all right, Angelo, yes, you've been through a lot. You're doing this, you've seen that. No, it's messed you up. But what, are you just going to dwell? Like, it is what it is, dog. If you don't do something and keep moving and make the situation better or your mind better, then ain't nothing going to change. You're just going to feel sorry for yourself and keep feeling like you're cursed. And that's not actual truth. It's just your perspective of how you're looking at the situations. Everything's yin and yang, constantly. One side's good, one side's crumbling, one side's crumbling, one side's good. It's just is what it is. That's part of life's journey, innit? So it's like accepting and understanding. Yeah, they make you who you are. You won't be the person you are. So at the same time, give thanks for the ups, give thanks for the down. Do you know what I mean? Because I've had an eventful experience of life. Do you know what I mean? I've seen beauties, seen a lot. It's like, it's an experience. It's a full experience. And I feel like it's just beginning again, another level of experience. It was like coming from dumb places, seeing all that, and it didn't let it break me. Imagine what it's going to make if I keep aiming for more.
Absolutely,
do you know what I mean? Like telling the story of from Malawi, Namiango to world tours, arenas. Like, how inspirational is that? You know what I mean? And I got to believe that I could do that and I will do that. So it's hard when you're coming from so much. Sometimes you can feel guilty for even, because I'm already lucky right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm already blessed. Yeah. So it's hard to sometimes comprehend, but no, I do deserve it. And is bigger than me. I could do that and influence others to do it. Do you know what I mean? More.
Yeah.
So don't let whatever you're going through like break you. You know what I mean? Just soldier it up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. That's what I had to say to myself. And I was like, do something about it then.
Yeah, you have to let go, don't you, as well? That's something we learned on episode 11, which we'll get into.
That's crazy. So if you're not listening, my last song before PTSD was called Let Go.
Oh, wow, okay.
My lesson I've been saying for the last 2 years in life has been to learn to let go. Let go of what you cannot control, what you don't have control of.
Yeah.
What's the point in letting it emotionally run you? Can you change it? No, then it shouldn't bother you. Can you change it? Yes. Well, do something then. So that's sort of where it's like taking action, but learning to let go where you need to let go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, on episode 11, I had author Paul Wallace on the show, and he was an extreme backpacker, like travelled all over the world for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
And then he finally settled in Thailand and had a few ups and downs and stuff, but then, you know, he's met what's now his wife and gone on to have children and stuff. But he talks about it in his book, A Wanderer's Words, and it's all about happiness. And he used to question whether happiness was even a thing and what does it all mean and stuff like that. And he kind of gets to the conclusion of it in the show, and I can't sort of break it down because it's like over 2 hour show, you know, just into a sentence. But the main theme of it, which comes up a few times in the show, is you have to let go negative emotion. And he talks about emotional detachment, and just simple things like his son was driving his car, came back one day, he'd scuffed all the side of it. He came back, he's like, Dad, I've damaged the car.
Your reaction to that depends how you feel then.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, does it still work? Can you open and shut the door?
Yeah.
It's like, no problem. He's like, Dad, aren't you angry? Like, I thought you'd be pissed off. He's like, why would it be? It's a piece of metal. You're all right, aren't you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just little values. Things like that.
It is, man. It really is. And I'm going deep again on this one, but anybody, like, for me, what taught me what that was meditation.
Yeah, he talks about that as well.
Honestly, bro. For me, simplest way to break down meditation, I'm no professional. I'm going to tell you my experience and my thing of it. It allows your soul, to be louder than the responsive mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So then your reaction would be to be pissed off.
Yeah.
But really, is it something to be pissed off? Okay, you're pissed off now. Is that going to change the dent in the car? No. You could have just ruined the rest of your day for something that you can't actually change. So he's onto the same thing of what I was trying to say. What you can't control, you let go of.
Yeah.
And what you can, then do something about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But otherwise, like, letting go, for me, bro, it's mad that you brought that up. Once again, to me, you're another sign telling me, Angelo, this is right. Letting go is the thing. And yes, I was saying to meditation, it allows you, from what I've realized from everyone who I've told to meditate or asked them, advised to meditate, like, try this. It's worked unbelievable for me.
Yeah.
And I only realized how much it worked when I stopped meditating, because then everything would start crumbling again. Anxiety's high again. This is going off again. I don't trust myself again in music, in the present, just loads.
Yeah.
But once I did that, I became louder. I was not reactive. I responded more. Instead of just getting angry and switching and this and that. And how I think that come from it is, it could bring me back to what I was trying to say. So everyone says I can't meditate, I can't concentrate. I can't, stop thinking. They're like, well, everything is practice, and that there in itself is meditation. It's catching the thoughts, catching them, and letting go of them.
Yeah.
Noticing what emotion that thought brought, and letting go of them. That repetition of catching an emotion that sometimes you might follow for an hour and feel depressed, or let it mess up your day, or now you're depressed and it sends you a certain emotion. When you're meditating, because your job is to catch it and let it go, you become in a pattern of catching and letting it go. So now tomorrow, that thought's not going to continue for an hour. You're going to catch it and you're going to let it go.
Of course. Yeah.
So now your moods change.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're not reactive to what you would have been angry at before.
It's powerful, that, if you can do it.
Because it gives you that time to be like, to stop.
Yeah.
Not react. It gives you that time to respond. It's like, right, I could lose my head right now. And you start having those conversations. You know, they used to tell us, talking to yourself, you're crazy. That's the most important person to talk to. I've learned, like, that's the one person you need to get along with is you. Because you are your worst enemy. 99% of the time it's you. Everyone thinks it's other people. It's not. Everyone's too self-centered, worried about themselves to really care about you or what you're thinking or what you're saying. Maybe for 5-10 minutes. But otherwise, they don't care. They're back to themselves. So you just need to think about you. And when you're good, you'll naturally be better for everybody else.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Completely.
So meditation people, trust me. Trust me. I don't care what I look like, what I sound like. I used to feel weird about trying to tell people, oh, meditate. But the results I even said it to my partner. I was like, I feel scared sometimes to tell you the stuff I'm going through a thing because I don't want you to think I'm mad. And her answer was, it's amazing.
Well,
I love that girl. She goes, yeah, but all the stuff you're saying and been doing has been making you a better person and a better father and a better thingy. So I don't care if it did, it's making it better you. Then clearly, why is that wrong? And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Perspective. I was like, that's why I love you.
Oh, that's class.
Yeah.
Definitely meditation seems to be helping a lot of people. Paul talked about it on the show. And
Trust me.
He was talking about being able to sort of switch off. And I said, I kind of struggle with that because my brain is constantly
meditate, bro.
Slightly ADHD, doesn't shut off.
Meditate, watch it.
And like I said to him that I always have to be listening to something when I'm winding down or going to sleep, like a podcast or something low level till I can't take it anymore. Then I'll pull it out my ear like an earbud or something. And he kind of said that listening to things like that is also a form of meditation because you're focusing on one thing rather than a million things.
Yeah,
I was like, oh right,
it's
okay, so it's kind of it's just
so. I used to be exactly the same as you. I could not go to sleep without noise, without TV, without never earbud, but like TV and some form of noise because my mind was racing too much all the time. I couldn't stop. If you turned the lights off and said, like, let's go to bed, I'm more likely to feel more awake because my thoughts now are going to keep me up.
Yeah.
And different scenarios, different things are just going to keep flying through my mind constantly. And then meditation again, bro.
Yeah.
What started happening? They said when you meditate, it gives you what you most need. So if you're tired, you're going to black out before you even manage to meditate. And that's fine because your body needed sleep. You did something good for yourself. So if you fell asleep, you fell asleep. So how I started doing it was I started putting meditation on before bed. I'd put one on YouTube and I'd be like, whatever. I used to go off however I feel. And now the only ones I really do. So I'd be like anxiety because I had high anxiety, self-love and self-thing. And now I don't even do any of those anymore. I realize all I do is inner peace and letting go. That's the only two meditations I try to do.
Wow.
Inner peace and letting go. And I pray. My prayers, I never really pray for anything. I should. And I do, I meditate. My prayers are usually just gratitude.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you for this, thank you for everything. But otherwise, meditate inner peace and letting go. And so I was saying, I'd put them on and I'd do them whilst I'm laid down. And because it's calm, it's like, tells you to take a deep breath, let go, follow it, trust it. You end up falling asleep if you're tired. Whereas now, if I want to sleep, I don't need to turn the TV on. I can keep the TV off and just put myself into meditation. So I've done it. I mean, times I'm like, right, breathe and choose something to focus on. Am I going to do a mantra? Am I going to do a prayer? Am I going to repeat the same thing to myself? I'm going to ask myself a question. There's various things. And honestly, you will fall asleep. Your mind, like, the whole thing is practice. You're not going to get it and just, boom, meditate. That's it. Oh, amazing. Nah, it's a process like everything, man. After a month, you won't realize you'll be doing it. And you're not going to be like, oh, there's a big change. Like I said, the change gets noticed when you stop. But sometimes after a month, you realize, you know what? I've not been moody really. I've been pretty cool. I've got energy. I'm excited to do shit and this and that. It's like,
yeah.
And then it continues throughout. And every time I lack on the meditation, because I'm so buzzing, I think everything's good, I've noticed it starts going back down again. So obviously, like, that was my coping mechanism for, I guess it's all around subject. The song is called PTSD in it, really. So like, that was my journey. It still all intertwines with the song. And my way of dealing with that was meditation and is meditation.
Yeah.
And I think it forever will be meditation.
Yeah. I suppose when you sit down to write your lyrics as well, that's sort of a form of meditation, would you say?
I don't know. I think more therapy. Than meditation. And, well, not all songs are written. I know it sounds so like some of my songs, man, I can't even write down what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling. So I just find a beat, just keep going, finding a beat, and then I feel it. And the words come out, they come out.
Yeah.
I do it and I press record and whatever comes out. And sometimes I just keep going. And I don't really think about it. And then afterwards, I'll listen to it and I'm like, oh shit, you're depressed. Or oh shit, happy vibes. Do you know what I mean? It's not like meditation. I guess it is more the therapeutic. Actually, it's a hard one. I guess it's a way of letting go. Writing is a way of letting go.
Yeah. I've been the same with music as well.
I could say maybe.
Yeah, I've been the same as well with music. Like when I look back through my old files and even unfinished tracks, and I can see that every time I've been through something traumatic, I've lost someone. The type of music, you know, even the name of the track or something. There's meaning to everything and the emotion you feel in the tracks and stuff. Like I even wrote one after my brother died, which no one's even heard.
Because it's not for them, it's for you.
And when no one was in one day, I recorded the lyrics and everything. It's like a liquid drum and bass track and quite...
emotional.
Yeah, like sort of the title of the track's like "See You on the Other Side," so you can kind of imagine. But no one's heard it. But that was therapy for me, you know.
It was, yeah, and that's beautiful. Like when some people said to me, like, I just want to write, but I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer. I'm like, you don't have to be to be a rapper singer. That in itself is just expressive and will make you feel better. This person I watch called Heinz, he says, that our best nutrition is in our expression.
Yeah.
That he always says that. I think that's pretty beautiful. Because, for example, with me, I think some people you need a release. You need a form, something that can let you let go and express.
Yeah.
Whether you want to do it for a living or not. So if you want to write, let it out. If it's poetry, if it's art, if it's drawing, if it's digging, I don't know. You need some form of expression, and creativity.
Yeah.
And I think when I don't record and I don't express, like when I don't meditate, I'm kind of messed up. Everything's a bit whack. I'm a bit snappy. I'm a bit I think I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel whole, or I've not let it out.
Yeah, of course.
Don't know, but music is very spiritual, I believe. Definitely a spiritual thing. Like Chris, this is a random one again. Chris Brown, he was like, oh, it controls you. I was like, And think about it. It's like, it says put it on. We don't choose to. You just start bopping. Your leg starts going. Your hand starts moving. You're not doing that. It's making you do it. It's hypnotic. That's powerful, bro.
Yeah,
it's that powerful. It moves you. It makes you move. You just want to, That's serious. Think about that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's a spiritual, deep thing.
Have you seen the effects on water with like sound waves and stuff?
Oh my God.
Wow. That is
my God.
Amazing.
Yeah, my brother, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus, man. He shows me all that sort of stuff and sound healing and all that. Yeah, it goes deep. Obviously, like I said, it got to the point, that I was willing to try anything.
Yeah.
Something in me, once again, this will sound cheesy, but I don't really care. I'm just be myself. For ages, something was like, you need to meditate. You need to meditate. In my head, just going, meditate, yoga, meditate. And I ignored it for a long time. And I started watching podcasts and this and going deeper in people's traumatic past and this. And I kept hearing that same word, meditation. And I noticed, I was like, these lot talk about it a lot being about the mind. What's the difference between me and them? Well, for one, every single one of them meditate and you don't. And it tells you there that it allows you to control and be more organized. And if you did the morning ones, they're the most useful because how you start your day is the most important. Whereas I start mine terrible and then meditate throughout the day somewhere.
Yeah.
You can fit it in, try to fit it in. Should fit it in really because what's 7 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes out of 24 hours? You know what I mean? Obviously, I know we sleep some, but meditate. Trust me.
Some people do different things. Like I've seen James English and even Joe Rogan, a few of the other podcasters, and they have these like ice baths. Like,
oh, bro,
that's sitting them.
That's another thing, man. I've looked at it all. Not all. Don't want to sound like I was willing to try anything, is what I was trying to say. So the cold thing is like, it's funny. I was talking to a friend just the other day. He sent me a video. Him jumping into some cold water, and I was like, rah. Last time I did that, I started going into hyperlectic shock, and no, if that's what it's called, man. I was like, feeling like I'm going to pass out, and so I never did it. But what it does for your body and what they say it does is unreal. So I started trying the showers. Thought, get used to it first, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And I did it for a bit, and then it got winter, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Winter here ain't nice. The last thing you want is a cold shower, even though it's what they say is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen all that as well. Even Wim Hof. It's Wim Hof, innit? That's the guy who's...
Is it?
Yeah, that's his name, and a mad one. And even like breathing exercises and stuff like that. Bro, I went and I tried it all, and you just, what I'd advise is if you're in a situation where you feel like how I felt, should I say, and feel sometimes. What have you got to lose, innit? If you really feel that bad, you're going to try anything to stop feeling the way you are. So I did. And I just kept trying and kept what was working and what wasn't. I do really want to put those cold showers and cold thingies into them, but I hate the cold.
Yeah, me
to
too.
be quite frank, I hate the cold.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit of a hard one.
Yeah, I've not tried it yet either, but I will try
the cold showers, and it does. Like I said, I did it. Managed after I got cold shower, and you're like, woof, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel alive. But of course you're going to feel alive. You just freaking froze yourself real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So meditation, that's definitely something to try. I'm going to give it a go.
Look, when you do it and you can't do it, that should be a sign of how scattered your mind is. So when you try to meditate and feel like, I can't do this, that should tell you more than anything, you need to do this.
Yeah. Just to learn to be able to switch off, I think, could be powerful in itself. Because like I say, when I'm not listening to something, my mind's trying to fill that space, and it's just constantly, man. It's like movies playing.
All it is like, it just allows you to focus on one thing. And remember, all you have to remember is stuff is going to flood in your mind, and that's fine. That is part of the meditation. The more you do it, the more you're going to catch the thoughts, and the less they were going to be. Sometimes you're going to have more of a scattered mind. Sometimes you're going to have more of a clear mind. But the more you do it, like everything, it becomes easier and becomes better, and you become more controlling of your moods. Like a lot of times when I normally go mad, I don't these days. I can actually like, nah, we ain't going to do this. But what's the point of me getting angry right now about this?
Yeah.
Affect my day? Nah. Not me, F you. I'm good, safe. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's due to that, and allowing that.
Just letting it go again.
It also, I feel like it also allows you to put yourself in their position too a lot more, because you're giving your mind a break. You have time
See how they feel.
to think about your reactions. No, think about your response. That's the whole thing. It's not to be a reactive mind. That's not what we want. We ask the question, stop. Think about what you're going to say. Say it.
Yeah.
Instead of just like type of
Yeah.
straight back and
Completely.
practicing that. It's weird how something so small, like man, is scientifically proven. If you want to go look, you can go look. This is all scientifically proven what it does for your mind. It just makes the bit of anxiety in your mind smaller, makes the bit of memory bigger. It does so many different things. And they did it by putting people in them scan MRI, what's it called?
MRI scanners.
Yeah, and put monks in them. And they go into a meditation and they watch the brain things will stop, like the electricals and this and that and all that. Because before it was all like magic to me. I'm like, wow. But like I said, in the end, I thought, so what? If it works, it works.
Yeah.
And it works. I just advise anyone to do it, honestly, for everything. We should just be doing it. We sleep. Yeah. But when do we ever stop and look after our mind?
Yeah. It's constantly being bombarded with stuff, isn't it? I mean, even, I don't know what you're like, but you go to the toilet and I'm sat scrolling, watching shorts clips. It's just it's become constant. There has to be something
It's
playing.
an overload, man. It's an overload.
Completely.
Dopamine overload, too much information overload. I feel it sometimes. I'm just going and I'm like, my head feels full. Literally feels full. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? Get off.
Yeah.
I'm a victim, like, to it as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a victim.
It is addictive, but I think if you can learn to sort of take yourself away from it.
Now,
Yeah.
the difference is when I was meditating, not meditating, is now, it's not that I don't scroll, but now I'm scrolling. 3 times of scrolling, it'll pop in my head. You can be doing something more productive right now, Angelo. These thoughts become louder.
Yeah.
You get the chance again to take thing, but it still takes willpower. It's still sometimes I'm like, dog, you should have been recording by now, but instead you've been scrolling down on this thing. Everything's set up. What you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you ignore that thought and ignore that. And then I'll sit there like, but you're ignoring those thoughts and you're trying to get, and you start talking to yourself. You have that thing. Without being, you're like, come on, dog. I'm like, yeah, nah, for real. Close it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do that. And I have up and downs with that. Sometimes I'm good with it. Sometimes I'm bad with it. But I've noticed whenever I'm good with it, everything goes up.
Yeah.
I feel bad for not being on my phone because I might not reply to friends or I might not reply. But when I've tried to be present in each moment of who I'm with at the time, it's a lot better experience in life and with people. And like the most dramatic one that I've noticed it with is, I'd say, my son. Like, I'm not, when I get home, sometimes I will and this and that, but if I don't have my phone and it's not tinging off, like it might be a message, and if I leave it and choose to ignore it, I'll be way more present than stopping and having to reply to a text and play with him again. It's like, leave that and be with him, be there, and it allows those thoughts to come for you to do those sort of things. So do you know what I mean? It says one good habit leads to another. Yeah. So don't try and change everything overnight, because this is why nothing works for us, because it's too overwhelming, too much shock. It's easier for our mind to think negative if we've been thinking negative for 12, 13, 14, 5 years. We've trained ourselves to think that way. We now have to train ourselves to not think that way.
Retrain the brain.
Unlearn. So it's not about letting go, bro, again.
Yeah.
It's a full circle. It always comes back to letting go. Always does. So it's I just realized that obviously delegating presence for time and this and that is way more important, isn't it? And people might think you're like being rude and this and that, but we shouldn't feel wrong in putting our boundaries up.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't feel wrong saying to my friends and my peoples, like, yo, from this time to this time, that's my son's time,
Yeah, of
She's
course.
getting my attention. From this time to this time, that's my missus' time,
Yeah.
She's getting my attention. And when I'm with you, it's your time, dog. I'm not out here messaging her constantly, like just on my phone. Like, notice when I do that more and create the boundaries, you shouldn't feel scared to create boundaries. Everything works out a lot better. You do still feel bad, and give and take, but yeah, man, for real. Like boundaries, and it's a weird one. Take care of you and everything else will get better. It seems selfish, but if the whole world, we say the problem with the world now is everyone's selfish. Yeah, everyone cares. It's more each other trying to, like, it seems selfish, but they want you to look at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about flexing, shining and outdoing and winning, being a winner, successful and this and that. But whereas if everyone just concentrated on being a better person themselves, you'd naturally do more. And now I remember my point. See it as a glass of water, yeah? So if you got a glass of water and you put dirt in it for a while, see this as your brain. Your brain's now got loads of dirt, loads of negative thoughts, loads of trauma, loads of this. It's all in there. Now, we can try and get a spoon and scoop out that dirt, correct?
Mm.
How long is that going to take you?
Forever, yeah.
What happens if you start putting more water in it, though?
Oh, dilute it.
And keep putting more water and keep putting more water. What's going to happen then?
Yeah.
So if we concentrate on not so much stop doing this, but do more good, it will naturally flush out the negative things.
Yeah.
I've seen this thing is like everyone wants to take care of their bodies and this and that, but ultimately to take care of your body, you have to take care of your mind first.
Of course, yeah.
Your mind's good. If your mind's not good, you can work out as much as you want and have body just thingy.
Yeah.
And you, do you know what I mean? And still hate what you look like.
Yeah.
So really, it's that one first.
Yeah.
And when you get that one, then the rest will follow. Now your mind's right. You want to eat healthy. You make better decisions. You make this, you make that, and I ain't going to sit here like I know it all perfect. I feel like I know what I should be doing. And now it's just trying to implement and do these things. So I try. I don't do all these. And I hate the word try, to be honest, as well. But I mean, like, these are things I've learned that I'm implementing.
And they can definitely help other people as well along the
I
journey.
hope so, man. This is
100%.
This is partly why I was called to talk about this song, and I guess it kind of goes into it is a mental health song.
Yeah.
And I know we've gone deep on that, but like I said, it is around the subject of the thing in it. So
yeah,
it explains my process on how I dealt with, or how I deal with everything you've heard in this song,
which a lot of people can benefit from, because
I'm not just telling you about my problems, I'm telling you about how in this podcast, I'm telling you about how I'm dealing with these problems.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Which is, I guess, more useful. I can tell you everything that's wrong, but I'm not telling you how I fix them. Then what good is that?
Yeah, of course. And that can definitely help a lot of other people as well, because there's a lot of men with mental health problems and a lot of trauma and things that have happened, and everyone's scared to talk about it. Everyone's ashamed. It's like, oh, depression's for weak and all that. And it's like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? It's just depression. I mean, some people like Andrew Tate will say, like, and I kind of agree with, in a sense, that it's just like, not that it doesn't exist, but you can actually change that. It's just how you're feeling at that time. It brings back
to what I was saying to you before. It's like, all right, yes, you feel shit. Yes, you've been through this. So you have a reason to feel shit. But are you just going to choose to keep accepting that? And if it is, then that is all it's going to be. Or you can choose to move with pain.
Yeah.
Do it hurt. Do it in pain. Do it in pain, but still do what you got to do, man. Because you can't make no excuses for it. Or make your excuses, but it's only you hurting.
Of course.
And it's pretty selfish of you too, because if you can give more, then give more, man. I believe we're here for service. It's turned into a deep conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeez, deep conversation.
And I was only just saying a few episodes back as well how podcasts are like a form of therapy. And like I've learned loads about people, the world, different situations. It's opened my mind so much, over the years, listening to thousands of shows and
same.
My whole worldview.
So same. This is where, like, from listening to different people's experiences and people who have had similar experiences, I've took pieces out of people's lives, and from podcasts they've talked. So it feels only right to be, I guess, speaking about this and talking back on these sort of things, because this is the exact same platform that helped me deal with this.
Yeah.
So now, only from talking and realizing what I'm doing now, I guess I'm giving back to what helped me. Hey, man, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, dog.
No, you're absolutely welcome, man.
Thank you, man.
There's always a seat for you here on the podcast.
I appreciate it.
And in the studio, because we're definitely going to be
telling you that's coming.
Making some bangers at some point.
That's coming. I will send you vocals this week, fam.
No, I appreciate that.
This week I'll send you some vocals.
Wicked. No, that'd be amazing. Honestly. A bit of a different flavour, you know what I mean, to what I do.
I do want you to still do you on some of them.
Okay.
I still want you to do your electronics, like how you showed me that remix.
Oh, yeah.
I would love even one of them.
Oh, wicked.
Because then it's variety for me. You're not just giving me what I do anyway.
100%.
But I would like you to give me some hip hop too. So I said, give me some. But I want you to also do whatever. You don't think about me. Just pretend you've got the vocals. They're yours to do whatever you like.
Wicked. Yeah, man. Do you think you'll have anything that'll fit into some like drum and bass? Tempo wise,
you would have to
time stretch.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just.
What sort of tempo is you?
You
don't varied. Okay,
varied, bro. From 70 to whatever, like from.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like whatever. What do they need to be for you? Give me that, and then maybe I'll keep that in mind.
I mean,
it's a different conversation.
If you're half time in it, maybe like 85 to 90, or I'll say like 170 to 175, but it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit out of that ballpark, because you can time stretch. You just lose a bit of the quality the more you have to sort of stretch it. But that one I'm doing at the minute, which you've heard, which no one's heard yet, it's not quite finished.
Ill.
That was like
savage.
It was like a really awkward BPM. It was like 85,
well, you
0.500 or something.
I love that though.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Yeah, I do, man. I really do.
It's on all right with the drum and bass beat on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Definitely, man.
Hopefully I can get the clearance on that one when it's finished and get it on.
I hope you do. See, they're mad ones, them, aren't they? Clearance and stuff.
If not, it'll just be a bootleg for my DJ sets. And I'm next playing on the 17th of June at the Zombie Shack in Manchester.
Jeez.
Bonanza Raves.
Make sure y'all are there.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be the second time that I've played for Bonanza Raves. On the first set that I did, I had the first set of the night, so it was dead. And literally, as soon as I finished my set, like
People
minibuses were turning up and all sorts, man. But this time, and I appreciate it, Joe, if you're watching this or listening, they've put me on last, so it's like 3 till 4 a.m. when it's literally jumping.
Yeah.
You know, at the point where no one wants to go home and that, so I'm super excited.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
And I'm going back. Yeah, I'm going back to back with Birmingham producer DJ Toll. Makes a lot of like jump up and stuff. Really good producer. We're gonna do like 6-7 minutes each, and then you know a few fast mixes each, and then swap over. Keep doing that.
That's cool.
And we've got a few legends in the scene as well, like MCs. Robbie D, the Detonator, big in the hardcore era and all the old school raves and stuff.
Big up all of them, man.
Still doing his thing, and good friend Robbie, and obviously Joe himself.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. Obviously other artists, but more of the hardcore scene, like, which I've not really followed. I mean, as you know, I used to be into like the Donk and Scouse, Wigan type stuff. Still got all my old vinyl and that.
Peer and that,
Yeah. You know, when you first come up north, I think.
Yeah, of course I do.
We talked about it.
I wasn't involved in none of it, but yeah, of course I know about all of it,
Yeah, put a Donk on it.
That was later on, innit? They even came later when that phase even started dying. It's like they brought it back a bit, didn't they?
See, I didn't mind the Donk, but for me, I felt like it got a bit cheesy. Like I preferred the early 2000s sort of stuff before the Donk was really prevalent. It was just like a nice bass, and it was a little bit more trancey and euphoric, the music. But then it started to get a bit, you know, as the years went on, just changed, man. And then I found drum and bass, and
I didn't really mind the beats so much. I didn't really like the MC. No offense to anybody, like just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not really a fan of thingy. So like the beats were all right. It was mad because obviously, like I said, all around me was nothing but that. I was the sore thumb listening to grime and all of that sort of stuff in it, and everyone was on dance music, electronic music. But otherwise, so I grew up around it. I used to listen to dance, but not Donk. Way before Donk.
Yeah, the old school stuff.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I won't lie, like what you showed me as Donk at the start of it. And I think after all the years and years listening to Donk used differently, it's actually an all right thing. Used differently. It's used less subtle. It's more subtle, isn't it? It's not so much like
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like
I think he got a bit overused, the Donk, to be honest.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
It's not for me. No,
I listened to some of the older Donk tracks, and like sometimes the Donk's not even in key, you know, with the vocals and stuff, which I couldn't tell back then. But as I've got more into producing, I'm like, shit, that's not even in key.
Bro, did a lot of people even care? They were just,
I suppose,
on a level, innit? They're just on a level.
Yeah. There was some awesome tracks, like there really was, but I mean, it just sort of died out for me, and I sort of switched genres. I mean, there is people still doing it now and doing like reunions and all sort of nights again. But yeah, just you like what you like, don't you? People's change and stuff. But we did a gig in December in Bolton, from the streets to the stage, the second event that we did. And we did hip hop. We had all different artists coming on, performing their tracks and that. And then I did couple of hours drum and bass. Yeah. And then after that, people were saying, have you got any like Scouse stuff? So I'm like, I have actually. I made sure on my laptop there was everything, like just in case. And then, like 2 a.m, this pub in Bolton started mixing the Scouse and the Donk, and all that. People loved it. They seem to love that more than anything else of the night, man.
Well, that's because that's their childhood memories and what they grew up on.
Of course.
So when you do that, then of course.
At first, I was kind of like, oh yeah, all right. But then after a few mixes, I started to really get into it myself, and I was getting goosebumps.
It was just the energy, innit? I guess how it made you feel is also your memories, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, music, there's no wrong or right music, is it? It's just purely one.
Of course it is, man.
It's just one person's thing is someone else's.
Yeah, and sometimes
you know what I mean?
You'll hear that old track, certain tracks, and it just triggers memories, like even young memories with my missus, you know, first couple of years, she'd be like, oh, no way, that's
Was he donking out in the Corsa?
Pro Vauxhall Cavalier, actually. Pretty close. Yeah. Back in the day, man. Oh, wow. It's crazy. It's crazy how much music's progressed, though, as well, since then. You know, like with technology and plugins and the sound qualities of the samples.
It's beautiful, man. Absolutely love it.
I mean, I think it went a little bit
electronic,
over-compressed in it and losing the dynamics and that, but it seems to be coming back a bit more now. Like, here's some of the latest, well, over the last couple of years, the certain drum and bass tracks, and I'm like, holy shit, that's more than a drum and bass track. That's a masterpiece, like sonically.
Right.
You know what I mean? In terms of production, because you hear like chart music, pop music and stuff, and it's cool and that, like it's well made, but there's just something about the punch and the dynamics that doesn't hit it. You know what I mean?
The same.
When I hear like a big drum and bass track, some kind of new bass line I've not heard, and it's just like, hits you differently. Obviously, everyone's each to their own.
That's what gives you that feeling, You know,
but that's what always inspires me as a DJ, as a producer, is hearing that cool new track that you've never heard before, and you're like, what is this? Oh my God, and then discovering that producer's back catalogue like we were talking about before, which will happen with you know what I mean? 'Cause you're saturating and putting that many tracks out, man, consistently, that it's only a matter of time before people find it. And
when it happens, it happens. That's another thing I'm trying to let go of. Like trying to put time and this and that. It's good to have a deadline and this and that, but otherwise it's just like, just try and let go of that and just enjoy the process and just keep blasting music out. Do the work and don't worry about what you don't have control of. Let the universe, God, whoever you like to call it, you know, whoever's watching, do their thing. You just do yours. Show up. All you gotta do is show up. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. Just keep putting the work in. Like people say to me, friends I've not seen for years, like, where's your tracks? You're not released any yet. I'm like, I will. Don't worry, I will. They think I'm chatting shit, but I'm like, trust me, I'm still working on stuff, but it's a long process.
But you do have to show up. Do you get what I mean? Like that is the other part. So it's like, I was the same though, for years. I had my friends telling me they're going to leak my music.
Right, okay.
Like, yo, if you don't start dropping Angelo, I'm dropping the shit because you're taking piss now. I'm like, I'm going to drop it, bro. They're like, nah, man, you've been telling me that for years. And to some extent, bro, they're right. You need to drop. When it's given to you, it does need to come out. Like the one thing I do wish I was further down the line of the years, but it's cool because I will catch up to some extent a bit sooner because everything I'm dropping, like I said, is still further than where I am at the level now.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But
similar thing,
you have to keep dropping. You do have to put it out, let go and keep moving because I see it as not dropping is not showing up.
Right,
it can't happen if you're not making the move for it to happen.
I get
your music can't get picked up if your music ain't out there. Do you know what I mean? So it's no good being the world's best artist with nothing out.
True.
So they're right. They're right. But at the same time, I understand.
Because you want it to be right, don't you? It's like,
but there's no such thing as perfect, bro. Let go.
True.
Let go. So all these songs that I have out, bro, like these were songs that were recorded, not even mixed or mastered. Like they were done on that recording, just sort of in volumes, up bits and that. So it was like, nah, they need to do this, they need that, they need this. I can't just drop them. The volume on that bit goes lower. The volume on that bit's lower. It's like, yeah, but does your music do that now? No. So fuck it. Let go. Drop it. That's old. Let them think what they want. They like it. It'll take it for what it is. Sonically, this and that. It was raw. It was in its time. It's what it was. Let it be what it was. And
your real fans will appreciate that though. They'll be coming back to you and saying, shit, look how much, I've listened to your old stuff and I listened to your new stuff. Wow, man. You really
exactly. So your friends are right though. Like, you want it to be perfect, but worry about your next one being perfect.
True.
You're never going to be 99 or 100% done. Be happy with 85% done. And that extra 25, you're going to put that energy to make what you wanted better in the next one. And if you keep moving like that, you'll always be 85 to 95 or a bit more higher percent done. But then you're still always growing, aren't you?
And learning new things all the time.
Because you are. So let go and drop some shit.
So
a lot of that stuff that you showed me there that you were doing remasters on, drop them. Why not?
What
have you got to lose?
Yeah, I should. I need to. I did say by the end of this year, I'll definitely get my artist profile sorted out and actually release some tracks.
You might need to make write a date and a deadline to
do it.
Otherwise it won't.
Yeah.
I'm only saying it from myself, bro. You're talking, like I said, years and years and years of doing exactly that.
Yeah.
Years. The beautiful thing is your craft level still keeps going up because you're still doing music.
Yeah, of course.
You might not look like it, but you're constantly working. So your levels are still going up. And that's important. That's the most important.
Yeah.
But you can be as good as you want. And if nobody knows or nobody hears it, then it means nothing.
Yeah, true. True.
And that's fine too, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
So if it is purely for you, then fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Since I started the podcast, I've been putting like bits of my tracks, you know, like in the background of like the intros and the outros, side chained obviously to the vocals and that. And I've started the last few episodes now, just put like a little banner that'll flash up music by Elusive Exposure, or like the artist name and stuff. So then hopefully maybe one day someone will be like, yo, what was that track in the show? Or I can say, oh, here we go.
But if the song was out, they could check it.
Exactly, yeah. Then the links could be below for it.
Exactly. Then you can build from that, because they might go search, and then after that time, they forgot about you then because they didn't get to have an emotion attached to you because they didn't have anything to go to. They just heard that, which is cool. Searched and didn't find it, gave up and moved on. Attention span's gone.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So whereas if you put your song on it, but that song was actually out, then that's more useful.
Yeah, true.
To you.
True.
They can do something for it. So someone massive could hear it and think, yo. And if you ain't put it out, some of them aren't going to bother to message you. You got to make it as easy as possible for all of them to engage and thingy in it. So
yeah, definitely. So yeah, there's little things you can do now as well, like even on TikTok. Yeah, even on TikTok, you can upload sort of the sounds, and then other people that put music on their videos and stuff might just happen to choose your track, you know what I mean? And then you get like royalties through that as well. Yeah, because you're using your sound.
I do release my music on TikTok. I know it's there, so you can go on TikTok and listen to my music on it.
As a sound, like?
Yeah, and add it to your videos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't doing it myself, but I thought, I'll put it everywhere. Might as well. See if I'm on Snapchat, so you can do it on Snapchat as well and everything.
Oh, nice. That's good.
I didn't see that till afterwards, but more of all the newer stuff. Like I said, it's a learning thing, innit? There's times where I realize, I'm like, oh, why is it not? And then go for my distribution thing. I'm like, oh, you have to click it. Oh, okay. Click it. Sometimes forgot to. Sometimes remember to.
Yeah.
But yeah, release, bro. Release. That's my thing right now, is just release. I'm just going to keep releasing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless of the situation, we're dropping.
Yeah. Drop it while it's hot.
Dropping. Keep it moving.
Definitely, man. So you've got loads of projects coming further down the line, haven't you? You were showing me earlier the list of stuff. And you all organised it as well now, because you were explaining that you moved up in your job and stuff, and that's gave you the managerial skills maybe that's helping
the managers help me manage myself. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's good, obviously. It's beautiful work that it works out. It helps in that way as well. But yeah, so like just getting more structure. Because like I said, because I had so much music, I was like, where do you start? Do you know what I mean? But where do you start? So that's why I picked start from old to new.
Yeah, of course.
All right, that's a start. Yeah. So now I get to the next stage. I have my next drops, then an album, then the next drops on that album. So like I've got 2 albums and a whole load of music in between all of that.
Wow.
And after I chill out and get all this sort of stuff sorted, in a minute, I'm just like letting go, not thinking about creating a project, not doing that, just making music for the sake of having fun and expressing and getting organized to the point where it becomes muscle memory on this plan of what I'm doing, of how of the execution and the this and the that, and you know the campaigns and everything like that, getting that on lock and deadlined. See, it didn't really start working till I actually started deadlines. So on my calendars, I have dates of when they're going to drop. Yeah, it might not drop on there, but it pushes me to make sure it's still dropping there and about, or there and after.
Yeah, of course.
You need to put them. Do you know what I mean? So I've got, I think the next 4 months already of what I want to achieve and drop there. I don't have what they're going to do in mind, because that's something I'm not in control of. Yeah. But I can make sure I turn up and drop this music.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to turn up and do my part. Yeah. What happens then is after. Like I heard somebody say it, Rick Rubin, I've been listening to his book, The Creative Act. I think it's called something like that. I'd advise it, Rick Rubin. Absolutely amazing book.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. He says he has a lot of gems on there when it comes to all of that.
No.
Beautiful, man. It's absolutely sick.
Yeah, definitely check that out. I'll put a link to it below.
No, trust me. It's really good, man. It is. It's amazing. All hella gems, straight to the point. No, this, that. He's just straight to the point. Chapters, bang, 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 after another, telling you gems.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, man.
It's something I think there's 2 books that I've read that I want to use for the rest of my life. I feel like these 2 books combined are perfect for me. And one is High Performance Habits.
Right.
And this one by Rick Rubin as well, The Creative Act. Because I'd love to be a high performer and I'm a creative person. So it makes more sense to see how to be a high performer and practice and train how to be a high performer, but also remain creative as hell.
Yeah.
Discipline. That's something I've not said today, but discipline is another thing I've been trying to work on. Like, because I seen Rogan. Was it Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
I don't really watch his things, but I just see clips here and there. Joe Rogan, I seen a clip of him saying, it's like, don't wait for motivation. That's a myth. Motivation ain't there most of the time. Do you know what I mean? And they say motivation comes sometimes 30% into what you're doing, then motivation will kick in. Discipline is going to make you sit down and do what you got to do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's something discipline's always going to tell you, no, you ain't doing that. Or no, you're not spending that. No, you're not thinking. And I see so many people say, obviously, I'm struggling with it at the minute, but it's something I'm learning is that discipline is what's going to allow you to be free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's contradicting a bit because it's like, I'm telling myself no is going to allow me to think. Discipline allows you to control your time more and then you'll realize how much more time. So discipline would be no to not scroll on your phone for an hour and a half because that hour and a half you could have done a lot. You probably could have worked out at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have worked out at home.
Yeah.
You could have done the cleaning. You could have done, there's a lot of stuff that discipline comes into it.
And that could even be stuff like your friends have asked you to go out Friday, Saturday night, but you know there's some stuff you want to work on over the weekend because I heard something as well that's made a lot of sense for me. And it said, use the weekend and your days off work to create the life that you want, not the life that you live, you know, and it's really helped me because just being able to say, oh no, we're not coming out tonight, you know, we're just going to have a quiet one, get up early next day, get on with projects and stuff. I know that if we went out, that's out the window. We're coming back at 3-4 in the morning, we're hungover, we're not having a productive day, tired for the next couple of days because we've had such a late night. And just like that discipline. I mean, the weather's beautiful. It's like, oh, I could really do with a couple of drinks. It'd be nice, a little cocktail or something, but just having that discipline within yourself, isn't it? To just say, no, because I've got other stuff I need to do. Yeah.
So now what people need to understand, discipline doesn't mean not going out and doing that with things. It's just when.
Yeah.
Like, you know, asking yourself. So what I learned, one of the things for me that helped me be disciplined is asking myself, what is the most important thing you could do right now that will get you a step further?
Yeah.
Now, for me, I've slowed down in creating, like making music quite a bit because I got so much music, making more music only causes a bit more of a problem. Now, this is a hard battle for me because I need to keep creating because it's like a gym. You need to keep making music. But at the same time, constantly making music makes more backlog and more issues. Right now, the next step for me to get further would not be to create, but would be to mix my song that's going to be coming out, to make the video, to plan the video, and that's the most important thing for the next step because it's a release which is actually going to bring me closer to my next step.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Definitely. So that is where I find my discipline, and I write a list of everything I need to sort. And on my work day, I'll open it and be like, which one of those is actually the most important thing that I need to do today? Yes, you might not want to do that. Upload stuff to PRS. You might not want to go, you know, write the bio. You might not want to change your email addresses and your phone numbers, but this is the thing that's going to make that organized and always asking yourself before you do something, it's that.
Yeah.
And that's where that high performance habits books come in handy. This is where there's loads of these things. And even in that, it tells you to meditate and it tells you to, between transactions, to reset. So he says, release. He's like, if you tell your mind what you want from the next situation, you already have a better process of what's going to happen. And so before we came into here, be like, right, release. Like you do that like 3 times, thingy, and be like, right, I'm done eating. Now I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do this podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to thing this. We're going to this. I want from this. I want this. I want this. Go.
Yeah.
I don't do it all the time. I remember from time to time, but these little things trying to imply some mix of this and that. You know, it's a journey forever, but yeah, discipline is massive thing for your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very powerful, that.
Thanks,
Definitely,
man.
if you can control it and stuff and get done what you need to get done and not be led by temptations or like say your mate saying, come on out or whatever, just little things. And it's not to say that you can't have fun and enjoy yourself.
Because you need to still make sure you do that though.
Of course.
That is one of the most important ones.
But just not too much if you've got like other aspirations and goals and
not necessarily
things you want to achieve.
That depends on you. Can you still do what you need to do whilst doing all those? And if you can, then cool.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to be
different.
Yeah. Because sometimes I go on that vibe where I'm like, nah, can't do the thing. And what ultimately happens is you end up being depressed.
Yeah.
Because you're now depriving yourself from happiness.
Yeah.
And social contact and people. So it's balance. Once again, from the start of this podcast, I said yin and yang. When one thing starts to win, the other thing starts to lack. Trying to find the balance of it is life.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be bang on. It's just, that's the experience. Sooner you learn that, happiness is not the answer and you're not always going to be happy, the happier you're going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. And it's important, isn't it? To like, sorry, you're going to say then used to be.
No, I used to get annoyed when I was feeling down and I didn't know why I was feeling down. It used to then roll over into feeling more pissed off. Like, well, why are you angry? And then it's an angry conversation with myself. Like, what you vex about, man? No. You feel it's just like, yo, you're just feeling low today, bro. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Why? I don't know. Sorry, love.
Yeah.
I mean, just ain't really got it today.
Yeah.
That's just part of the experience of today. Tomorrow's another day.
Of course.
Like, if you try to get yourself out of the mood, which I do try, and if it's still not working, I just accept it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, that's it today, but that's the experience of it all.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed so many times like music would be going off the roof. Family issues, terrible. Family's all good, can't create.
Yeah.
So then
it's strange that,
you're
isn't
constantly annoyed. You should be happy about this, but you're annoyed because of that. And then it gets strenuous being so emotional to all of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once again, it comes to letting go. Certain things.
Yeah, there is definitely some kind of relationship between like pressure and creativity. There's got to be like, because I've noticed that myself, man. Like some of the best stuff I've wrote is when I've been under pressure or shit going on or something. Whether that's because you're using it as a form of escapism or not.
A release.
I don't know. But
a release.
It definitely works.
As long as it works, does it matter?
No, definitely.
As long as it works, it's like buzzing.
Yeah.
It's like how I can be depressed, make a song about the song, about the situation, cry about it, and then smile that I've just made something so beautiful out of a horrible situation. That's turning negative to a positive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yes, it's a depressing song, but I just turned something negative into positive.
Yeah.
That was a manifest. That was in my mind, and now it's there. I can hear it. And I can hear the pain, and I can hear the joy, and I can hear love. And do you know what I mean? It's like, wow.
Yeah. That's cool. Really cool. Yeah, Paul on episode 11 was talking about turning negatives into positive, and he gave me an example of it. And he was talking about a plane that came down, crashed, and it was like 50, 60 people. Didn't survive, died. And he's like, well, it could have been worse. The plane could have been full. And I was just, at first, I'm kind of like,
perspective.
What
he's got.
And I'm like, yeah, it's true, isn't it?
It's control of perspective.
Yeah.
There is no good or bad. There literally isn't. Because what might seem as good could turn out a lot worse. What might seem as bad could turn out to be amazing. So, rough, random example, very quickly. You lost your job. Is that good or bad news?
Well, it could be bad news, but then you might find a better job.
Well, that's usually
on the back of that.
Well, exactly. So let me try and explain the whole thing. So you just lost your job. You're gonna feel shitty now. So now you're feeling down. You lost your job. How am I gonna get the money? Da 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 da. And then you got another job that was actually paying you more than that. So was losing your job bad, or was it good?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've won £1 million, and now I've heard that it happens a lot. People get spending addiction. They haven't had a lot of money. They don't understand that no matter how big your cup of money is, it can still empty if there's loads of holes. So you're spending more. That's my analogy of money. It's a cup that has loads of holes filling out. You got to keep refilling it. They don't understand that. So now you're worse off. They say people that win a lottery, a lot of them end up worse off than they was before. I've heard that a few times. Don't know how true it is. But people get money and end up worse. So, okay. So was it good winning the lottery? Or was it bad winning the lottery then? Well, it's normally what we see it as a good thing because we won money. But if you ended up worse in the situation, or was it good or was it bad? No.
Yeah.
It's purely perspective. Once you change your perspective, what it sounds like to me, your boy has got like perspective locked.
Yeah.
Everything. Now, I am sort of that person to a certain level with others. And sometimes like I feel like, oof, maybe you should just shut up right now and let them feel the pain. Maybe they don't need to hear you telling them, yeah, but it could be a good thing. Do you know? When someone's hurting and someone's thinking. So like, I've used it as an example, and this is a horrible, deep example. But this is how honest I'll be. My father passing away changed me in amazing ways. It's going to forever hurt me and break me that my father passed away. And I'd love to change that. But a lot of good, I was forced to, but a lot of good came from such a dark moment in my life. To grow up, become mature, hold a job down. I started pushing to do more, to help my family. A lot of positive things changed in my life from a lot of negative situation, which brought a lot of trauma and thinking. So it's like, once again, two sides of the spectrum right there in one thingy. Which one you're going to choose to concentrate is going to be the one that the energy you run with. And they say energy goes where energy flows. If you're always thinking about down, you're going to be down. If you're choosing to take the positive out of a dark situation, then cool. I became a man. I was already like more mature than everybody else living on my own from very young. But then from a very young age, I had to then take care of my mom and my little sister. I didn't even have a child of my own.
Wow.
But now, because I'm grieving when my dad's passed, but now I've got the pressure of making sure my mom's got a roof and my little sister's got a roof and I have got food and this and that. And that pressure, like what you said earlier, molded something different and made me like people, I thought it'd mean less time, but it made me more hungry to get it and more. I had a child, had less time, I do more now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perspective switched. And that's just all perspective on how you want to look at it. And once again, meditation will help with all of these things I'm saying. Really has.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the one big thing that changed, that allowed that, like I was saying with the cup, that one water allowed more water to go into the cup, take the dirt out a bit more.
Yeah.
But dirt will always come back in though. Obviously, you just got to keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So do you think we can expect more glimpses of sort of the past and experiences from your future music and stuff leaking through?
To be honest, man, I feel like I've not even scratched the surface of being able to tell the stories of what I fingered. Really? I don't think I'm even at the level yet to express, skillfully express everything I've seen and this and that in still making it a sonically good way. Because I can come out and tell you all these stories, but to me, music is music. It has to be good still. It has to sound good. I can say the most realist stuff, but if it don't sound good, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So my journey is to be real and say the most things I can relate to people and help people and inspire people, but by still making it sound good.
Yeah.
Have a message that sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's my sort of view on it. I never want to give up. Yes, I might have said some real stuff, but if it don't sound good, that's not good to me. So you will, because what I'm trying to do is tell the stories that help and just my experiences in life and everything better. I need to get a better vocabulary so I can express myself better.
Yeah.
Instead of this hood slang talk all the time and can't express myself too good. Do you know what I mean? I do also because I'm talking, but I mean like articulate it better. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same with these shows and stuff, listening back and editing and stuff. You hear certain things, you're like, oh, I could have said that a little bit differently, or certain words, and you're just forever progressing, aren't you?
Beautiful, isn't it?
You're still young, man. I mean, give it 10 years, I can't even wait to see the artist that you're going to turn into, man. You already are, but I mean, like that progression, it's just going to keep going and going and going. Yeah. And you will hit the numbers, man, because you've got talent and what you do is good, meaningful. And hopefully you can come back on the show and
bro, that's a
break down any future tracks and stuff.
We'll be doing that.
And definitely the track that the Vauxhall Corsa.
Yeah.
The Sub in the Boot one. I want to hear that one when that's released.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. Wicked track. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure having you on, man. So,
pleasure's all mine. Thank you very much for having me again, man.
No, you're absolutely welcome.
Thank you, man. It's been good.
Do you want to tell people where they can find all your music and your socials and stuff?
Of course, like you can find me on all social media platforms, you know, TikTok, Angelo _ONE3, that's 1-3. Instagram, Angelo, ANGELO _ONE3. Or you can just write Angelo ONE3 and it'll come up. Same on Spotify if you're looking for me. YouTube, Angelo ONE3. The lot, all of it.
Wicked.
But yeah, no, thank you.
Spot on. Pleasure to have you on, man. Definitely look forward to having you on again and catching up after some time and see where you've been up to. And
we'll do this again. It's been good, man. Thank you,
man. I'm watching the progression as well of your videos and the views and the likes and all the love you're getting, man. It's good because
watching the progress.
I seen it early on. You know what I mean?
You did.
So, I knew it was coming, same as with another lad, Comprehend. He's going off at the minute on TikTok. He's been on there a few months. He's up like 12K, man. So it's like, but I knew again with him, I'm like, this guy's got something. You know what I mean? And
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Staying consistent. We just got to turn up.
Absolutely.
Just turn up and do the work and
completely.
To happen, man.
100%, man. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
You too, bro. You too, man.
Thank you very much.
Of course, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Thank you again.
Appreciate it, man. And big thank you to everyone that's tuned in around the world, whether you're listening to this on one of the many podcast apps out there, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to mention a few. Or if you're watching this, clips on YouTube, TikTok, Odyssey, Rumble now for uncensored stuff. Appreciate it. And if you are looking for other ways to listen or watch this, you can click on my link tree and there's links to everything on there in just one clickable link. Easiest way I've found to hook people up with your stuff. Is that something you've looked into, like a link tree or?
Hyperlink.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them, a link tree? Where you can click one link and it brings you all different...
Yeah, it's really... I definitely recommend it, man.
No, I did. I just sorted mine out yesterday.
Oh, wicked.
I made a hyperlink, so that's actually what I started sharing. And when you click on it, also, obviously, there's SoundCloud. I haven't added my SoundCloud. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, like in one spot, one link, all of that.
Yeah, that's what you need, man. It's so much easier.
Yeah, it's sick. I have. That's definitely what I've been plugged. You know what? I'll just give you that.
Yeah, give me a link tree, man.
It's even got the social medias in there, innit?
It's
wicked. Pretty much like a press pack, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
For real.
Well, I'll definitely leave that in the show notes for people to go and check out. And episode 13 with Angelo ONE3.
It's
been emotional, man.
Nah, man, thanks. It's been some serious conversations, some deep ones today, isn't there?
Definitely some deep ones, man. Definitely.
Spiritual, man. Love.
Yeah, peace, man. Thank you for coming once again. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Take care.
You, bro.
See you later. Bye.
Peace.